Long live the king in prosperity.
Hail to the king, baby.
He looks great, our king!
King.
For the king! The king in the north!
I am the king.
The king has returned. Hail to the king, baby. The king has returned.
I saw, I caught up on this Lord Raptor Jesus dude. So,
Oh, that
and
guy?
and Pan Soy Boy, right? This dude here, right? His it was called a Rumble thing, right? They had going on the other day.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I didn't catch it live, dude. So I had to watch it on the next day. And what I came across was this little bit of this video he played here, right? And I wanted to know when it was posted because I thought it was quite interesting. And I had to go in and figure out, let me see, let me switch away from Panboy for a minute. On this newscast, and I'm going to put this in the stream because I'm sure people would like to catch up on this if they haven't already, right? He showed this video about this dude named that doesn't even sound right. Even Ben Skyber. And we've been talking about this guy off and on for a bit about how terrible this human being is because he attacks people's families, right? You know about that, right? I mean, about how he's been attacking people's families. Yeah,
I've heard.
So there's a huge 2026 seems to be an amazing year, bro. All of a sudden, where it's giving us everything we always hoped for, which was all the trash people become known throughout the world, because people think that America is the only place that people know about the stress that's happening, right? Because ComicsGate is based in America. But now everybody around the world is actually waking up to this cesspool of a group that's been destroying indie comics and chasing away backers who would like to actually support real creators, right? People who actually produce goods.
Right.
So even the locals, and here's the thing, I don't even know what a local is. I'm old, bro. I'm 53 this year. So do you know what a local is, bro?
That's so I guess when I'm understanding it's someone who's unaware that how ridiculous they are.
Right.
I could look it up or something.
I could do that as well. I guess let me ask Grok, what is right? There's a Rumble stream that you guys can watch. It's a long stream, but it covers a lot of things, right? And so a local, according to Grok, let me actually show you guys because I don't want to just say things and not have receipts for them. So here's Grok saying what a local is. Definition: a local is a person usually online who is endlessly mocked, trolled, or milked for laughs. Lol, laugh out loud. Cow, milk for entertainment. How it's used: it's someone the internet decides is cringe, dramatic, delusional, or just easy to provoke. Trolls follow them, screenshot everything, and keep the drama going for amusement. The goal is to get over the top reactions. Milk that makes everyone else laugh at them, right? So where it comes from? It's from 4chan, 2008, 2010. Isn't that when ComicsGate kind of started as a good thing and then became a really bad thing because of this person named Ethan Van Sciver joined?
No, not in 2008.
When did this local Ethan Van Sciver join, bro? Now, while you do that, I'm going to go back to Pan. So, if you guys want, follow Pan Soy Child on Twitter. He's got some good hits. Hits like in
Post.
Yeah. Post, right. So, he made this post way back in 2002, bro. It's 6 years now, right? 6 friggin' years now. Oh, sorry, 4 years. My bad. Right, so here goes. Years late, ComicsGate project and claiming Indiegogo turned off refunds. Wing with customers in the comment section breaking promises, arguably running a Ponzi type scheme by opening a second chance campaign using Wreck Planet money to fund other projects. Rent Planet. So this was, like I said, this was September 9th, 2022, bro. All right. And what I liked about it is because I'm a fan of Henry Rollins.
It's going to go into the honeycomb box.
So you think you're gonna live your life alone, in darkness, in seclusion? Yeah, I know. You've been out there and tried to mix with the animals, and it just left you full of humiliated confusion.
Man, I love Rollins.
Feeling of loneliness.
Rollins is, you know, hey,
Oh, yeah.
was he in the, which band was he? Black Flag?
Black Flag, and then before that it was a band called SOA. Oh, that was his band. He used to he quit a steady job to be the lead singer of Black Flag.
That's pretty wicked.
Never leaves you.
Right.
It haunts you everywhere you go. And then you meet me, and your whole world changes. Because everything I say is everything you've ever wanted to hear. So you drop your defenses, and you drop all your fears. And you're so busy feeling good that you never question why things are going so well. You wanna know why? 'Cause I'm a liar! Yeah, I'm a liar! I'll tear your mind out! I'll burn your soul!
Remember, this is 2022, bro. Right? So this was posted in 2022, 4 years ago. He goes, the guy goes, yo, I'm not supporting you ever again. Give me my refund. So he gives a refund, and then he goes, oh, refunds for this are closed. The book is finished and it's going to print 4 years ago. 4 years ago, the books are going to print. Bro, the books aren't even in print. They're not even drawn yet.
I don't even know why anybody backs this guy if he's known for just like ripping people off.
You know the worst thing about this, bro, is people super chatting him and asking him where the books are and when are they going to get refunds. And he just leads them along, and then they have to ask them again. It's coming at Christmas. Christmas is already gone. What Christmas? He never says a date, right? This dude is the worst thing that's happened to crowdfunding, and it's destroying crowdfunding for everyone, bro.
Yeah.
And people are going to say, well, why are you picking on this dude? Dude, this guy got millions of dollars. Some people have to compete with AI comics that get 20K, right? Some people who are working part-time to make their comics because that's something they have a passion for. This guy sits there getting super chats for doing nothing. And it's my good friend says in chat here, happy birthday, KSS, cause he's a liar. Carry on.
Yeah. Anyway, hail and happy birthday, KSS. Yeah, I mean, you might as well start just doing it old school and just going to, like I said, cons and stuff. I mean, I'm not worried right now myself because everything I pay for is out of my own pocket.
Right.
Which is a balancing act all onto itself. But
well, I mean,
yeah.
I would.
But those who need to crowdfund, because there are some that do.
Yeah.
It's gonna make it harder for them to do that.
And that's the thing, right? Like, there are people who can afford to, and there are people who can't. You know, there's like pro mainstream comic people who go to Kickstarter even though they have millions of dollars sitting around.
Well, they get residuals.
Right.
If they work for Marvel and DC, they get residuals, or they should.
And then they show up on Kickstarter because they have a name, like this clown, right? Ethan Van Scammer, right? He shows up here and he's like, oh, let me join this group that's a customer movement that started in 2017, right? As you said, right? It's 2017, you said?
Yep, 2017.
And, you know, it was all about, hey, these guys are like, you know, writing stories that are based on the characters we've loved that are like actually doing things in the stories that they're not supposed to be doing because these are 80-year-old, 60-year-old characters that have been long established in their ethos, their morality, their beliefs, their genders, you know, their sexuality, and now you're going to twist that for your ideology, right? And I just feel like that was a good thing. And I got approached, and I'm telling, and I'm 100% hand on my heart, Ryan, that in 2019 I was approached by an artist saying, "Hey, we should join ComicsGate." It was one of my artists, and I said, "Well, what do you think about that?" And I said, "No," you know, because I went to my publisher and publisher said, "What do you think about that?" I said, "No. Look, we just stick in our lane, we stay in our lane, and we just do our comics. We just publish them. We just work hard. Let these guys do their thing in their own lane. That's their thing, right? And once you become the face of something, you become a target for that, you know. And this is the face of this guy who's ruining everything now, right? He basically took the movement and made it his own, and he branded it, right? Somebody bought him the copyright to the name, the trademark, and handed it over to him, from what I understand.
Yes. I don't know if they want me to name names, but
you can do that, bro.
We're
We're honest here. We're going to name names because I think a lot of people don't want to name names because they're afraid. The thing is that when you don't name names, people can do whatever the fuck they want. So you got to name names.
All right. Well, yeah, most people know the story, I think, by now. But supposedly, Dark Gift helped him get the copyright, something like that.
Right.
And now he basically has commandeered a movement that now is ruined, essentially.
Imagine getting thousands and thousands of people handed to you, right, as members of a community, and then dragging them into the cesspool, which we call shite, you know, in England, and we call here caca, right, in New Zealand, and just rubbing people's noses in it about how he's been cancelled and all that, and how you have to protect him because, you know, and protect his movement because he's a conservative. I've never seen someone so horrible as a person to say that he's got such high morals as a conservative.
Is he though? I mean, it's kind of funny how he was very left-leaning prior to ComicsGate, and then like 3 months later, he's conservative and joining ComicsGate.
Bro, he's a cult leader. He's Jim Jones, bro, right? All his cult followers and simps, right? And who keeps giving him super chats, who keep building him up, who go out there, attack anybody who says opposite to that, you know, and basically they're out there fighting his war, right, to protect him. He's their messiah. He's the Mormon Jesus, as people like to call him. I saw somebody write down that EVS is the Mormon Jesus, right? And so, you know, and he's like this. He's their messiah. So he's basically their cult leader, and they got to protect him, right? As Kesa said, like, Kesa says, like, names. Damn it, I want names. Exactly. Oh, he said, don't forget Critias. I have no idea who that is.
I don't even know Critias either. That's just what I hear. I hear things.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play this, and then then I'm gonna like go to my post, and then we're gonna get out. And here's the thing: I don't really like talking about my posts because I think that's just stupid. You know, bringing up my post and like, look, let me read my post. But I want to do it because of what people have actually said underneath it, and what how many people are following it and agreeing with it, which is I guess in a way is like people are realizing this dude is terrible, right?
Well, no, yeah.
Oh, here we go. So Ketsa says Wiggle plays Mormon Jesus, right? Mormon Jesus. Ketsa says, don't know Critias. He was a man who copyrighted comics. Oh, okay. There you go, guys.
The missing piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. So it's, and as I want to say again, ComicsGate is a business. It's not a group anymore. It's not a community anymore. It's a business owned by this dude, right? Where he publishes all kids comics through, but the actual ComicsGate is a business, is a registered trademark business, right?
I was gonna say I was a part of it when it wasn't yet a business, and so how weird it felt when all of a sudden it was like some big kid just stole it from you. Like, this is mine now, and walked away with
Yeah,
it.
he is fat though, so you know, and he keeps getting fatter, and
Yeah, he
now
broke a chair.
yes, a steel chair even.
Good lord.
On Tim Pool's. I saw that photo. I was like, and everybody knows Tim Pool because he's that dude, right? The fence sitter, right? So, yeah, and he's always talking about stuff. But he was on there and he broke the steel chair, and they actually put a photo on.
Wow.
Otherwise, nobody would have known that the chair was there. But they actually trolled him by putting the broken chair up. And that was what, like 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Probably was. I don't know. I stopped paying it. I've actually never really paid attention to Ethan Nance guy.
Lord Raptor Jesus show, right? Because I don't go out of my way to listen to these guys. They bore the hell out of me, bro. I cannot listen to these guys talk about some black dude who's doing comics better than them.
Oh, it's
Right.
weird. It's weird, and it's like they do these little things just for clout and attention. It's like, it's sad. You're far too old to be doing that. You know.
Oh, dude, look what KSS just wrote. He says,
Yeah.
Critias, do you want to read that out?
Yeah, sure. I should. Critias was the small-time non-pro who was one of the first regulars on Ethan's. His campaign detective raised about 48,000 USD, which he used to pay his bills for which he cut and run. I remember that now. It's all coming back. It's like, oh, right, that guy. I remember hearing about it after it happened. Yeah.
So this dude took 48K of backers' money
Yep. It disappeared.
and disappeared.
Yep.
How many people do you think have done this that are part of ComicsGate? And I'm just talking about ComicsGate here. I know there's other people outside of ComicsGate have done the same shit, bro, and it harms everybody, right? It harms everybody because every time you do this, another 10 people, because the ratio is always like when I was back in the 2000s when I was at church, right, in late 1990s. My pastor said to me that every time somebody writes a letter to the editor, there's 10 other people that think the same thing. So that's what I'm going ratio of here, right? So if there's one person that runs, there's 10 other people that have just left from backing. So think about...
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So, man, these guys here stealing people's money, bro.
Yeah. Well, I know there was a like maybe, I don't know, a handful more that did that.
We're people who actually work without being professionals every day on our art because of our passion. And there are people who take that and they run out there and say they're going to do something and they never deliver and they steal people's money, hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars of hard-working people's money.
They're not committed. I mean,
and they just go out there and do it because they know they're somewhere else, and the people like me, if I'm here in New Zealand, how the hell am I going to get in touch with somebody in America going, hey, this guy stole my money? So the only people I back, bro, is people I actually interview and people I have made friendships with online, and I know that they're working on their comics, right? When I see their evidence, right? And I talk to them and I see their thing and I back them because I know that those guys are trustworthy. I don't back just anybody. And I've backed around about 20 or so, I think, comics, and I've got physical comics in my hand from them. Because those are people that they came on my show and I interviewed them, had a conversation with them, and they know that if I'm going to have them on there, people will know that I actually trust these guys. Otherwise, I wouldn't interview them. The only person, there's only a couple people that I interviewed that I found them to be dishonest, and I either unlisted the interview or just deleted it, right? And they were part of ComicsGate at one stage, right? And that's what kind of, it just goes to show that there's a lot of dishonest people in ComicsGate.
I was gonna say, the reason why I stopped crowdfunding is because when I was promoting Melvin 3, I had and I think it was on Fund My Comic. I'd get a lot of I don't back anything anymore because I got burned too many times.
Yeah.
So that made me think I need to actually get my books where people can buy them and get them in a reasonable time, not have to wait 3 months or something like that just to get them. So I went to RJ, who runs Critical Blast.
Yeah.
And he put my books on Indigo.
Actually, talking about RJ, I actually interviewed RJ about what he does, right? A couple years back, maybe 2 years ago. So he's a solid guy.
Yeah. Anyway, I was gonna say I got my books on Amazon, Walmart, all that stuff. So people feel confident they'll get their book instead of me telling them I promise you'll get your book.
Right.
And I've always delivered, but even that was not enough to convince them that I'm crowdfunding this book and you will get your book. I mean, I even delivered even if I didn't even make goal. Yeah.
Well, we like when we put out Incredigo back in 2004, man, we came because the tariffs started coming up, rates went high, right? And so we lost out, and we actually paid out of our own pockets for the freight, right? And so I just want to show you this up here. This is one of our comics that we're talking about. That we're going to be releasing this along with another comic, so 2 comics at the same time, so that the freight costs are low for everybody who's backing it, so they can get 2 comics at the same time in March, right? That's all. So you have yours on Amazon, and dude, with that, how does that work, right?
Well, I don't have to handle any of the shipping, that's for sure. You order from Amazon puts the book together, and I guess they just send it to you. Somebody in England got their, or was it England? Yeah, I believe it was England. They got theirs, they ordered it, and they got their book the next day. I don't know how that happened, but
wow.
Yeah.
Comic strip is name and derivative.
I'll be the judge of that.
Oh, Stan Lee!
Creator of Marvel Comics?
Greetings, true believers.
Oh, my heart is pounding like Thor's hammer on Dr. Doom's titanium-infused faceplate.
Hey, aren't you the guy who was stalking Linda Carter?
The term is courting. The restraining order says no, no, but her eyes say yes, yes.
Is that so? And just where did you draw that conclusion from?
Who am I, Carol? I was like, yes. Yes, you are.
Oh, okay, you're sleepy. All right, I get you. All right, let me play the rest of this because we're going to be stuck on this forever. And I want to move on to Epstein. Oh, plus, I have some news, man. There's some freaking crazy stuff that people might not even have heard of that's been going on. So there's a few of that before we get into Epstein.
I'll turn you into me, 'cause I'm a liar, a liar, a liar, a liar. I'll hide behind a smile and understanding eyes. And I'll tell you things that you already know, so you can say, I really identify with you so much. I'll come to you like an affliction.
Wait, what was that? Removing stuff from the story to put it in a cash grab second chance campaign after it's being late? Scummy as hell?
Yeah.
Kay says, you know the lore about this? Because like this is about 4 years ago, so I have no idea. But like, what happened there?
But I'll leave you like an addiction. You'll never forget me. You wanna know why? 'Cause I'm a liar. Yeah, I'm a liar.
Oh. Okay. So, what it looks like to me from the outside, right? I don't know the law on this. So he was going to put a story together, and then that's what he said he's going to do, and this is what's going to be in the comic book. But then he removes that and puts it to another comic book, right? So, right. And then he goes, "Yeah, I drew a metric ton of pages. Some just don't belong in Rack Planet." It's a creative choice. I'm making, not a financial. Hey, if you're doing crowdfunding, it's a financial choice because that's where your money's coming from. It's not coming from anywhere else. You're doing it to get money from people without giving them shit.
Exactly.
So he keeps starting new campaigns with new variant covers. Dude, we're putting out 4 variant covers in the one campaign. I don't like stretch goals. I really don't, because it means I got to go, please, sir, give me some more money. Here's this cover, then you can give me some money. Here's this. I don't like doing it, but I know people want to do that because it's crowdfunding. But I just don't, man. It makes me feel scummy to do that, but I don't like doing it. Here's my 6 cards. Here's my 4 cards, or here's my poster. Here's my 4 covers. Here's my A cover, because that's a cover that's going to be the artist who's done the interior, and then there's a variant cover. So this is the solid thing. So back that. Don't make me want to produce more shit just so I can try to get more money off you. I don't want to do that, right?
My books now just have 1 cover.
Yeah. Yeah, I like variant covers. I've been a fan of them like since I think maybe the past 20, 30 years. You know, because can't be 30 years, but like maybe 20 years, right? Because I've been collecting comics since, especially with Marvel, and Marvel was like about, when I was 18, 17, when I finally had my own money to do that shit. So about 16, 17, I started with Valiant Comics and went on to Marvel. I mean, it was 2000 AD, then Valiant Comics, then I think about 89 was with Marvel, with Wolverine and stuff, and I really liked Wolverine. And then Image came out, tried that, didn't like it, and then went back to Marvel. And then it was about 2003 when I got into DC, and I just went hard out with DC because of Batman. I love Batman, but I hate Batman now because of Tim Taylor in 2018 when he ruined it. So Chaos says the same, some more stuff. Maybe it's not about his sleepiness, but we'll see. So, Tim, you want to read that, please?
What happened? I think Ethan was getting crap for a late book, for he cut stuff out to shorten the book to get it out on time, but did a second campaign with the stuff he cut out for a side story.
Wow, bro, that is scummy. It's like that's bait and switch. That's like in retail, we used to call that bait and switch, dude. Right?
Yeah, I know what bait and switch is.
I hate that, man.
When you sell somebody on one thing and then you sell them something else that they didn't have.
So carry on with this.
'Cause I'm a liar. Yeah, I'm a liar. Hell, rip your mind out. Hell, burn your soul.
Blame war campaign, right? So because I saw that on Log Raptor's stream, which I've actually put in the link here that you guys can go and check out. Where is no, it's up there somewhere. Oh, here it is. It's on Rumble, right? So just be aware if you're like, you know, have high morals and, you know, don't like to hear swearing and stuff, maybe miss that one out. But it's up to you. I expect people to be on here over 18 anyway. You know, So I went and posted this, and I'm not going to read this. You guys can go and read it. I'll put in the link. I don't like going over my own shit because I find myself boring. Right? So there it is, and I did some taggings. But here's what I wanted to show, right? So the numbers are going high on this because people are like seeing and whatever posting. But this guy goes Enlightened Fan, right? Don't know who that is. Finally, people are holding that fucking Fruity Fairy accountable for his actions. EVS is a scammer and a fraud. People need to force him to provide answers and take action instead of bagging him or go easy on him to instead of bag him. Yeah, like they super chat him going, when's the book coming out? Here's my another $10. Here's my other $20. Please tell us where. Here's my $2. Here's my $5. Please tell us when's the book's coming out. You know, and go easy on him because they're like their cult, right? And he goes, he needs us, we don't need him, right? And then Hollow puts out here, it doesn't sound like, because I called it a Ponzi scheme yesterday, as did Penn Soychild did 4 years ago. It doesn't sound like a Ponzi scheme where he's opening up new campaigns to pay for the completion and fulfillment of earlier closed campaigns. It sounds more like he just starts new campaigns to pay for his living expenses and gambling habit with no plans to fulfill any projects. Yeah.
That's still a scam, though.
It is. So he goes on to say, so I don't think that qualifies as a Ponzi scheme because nobody ever receives anything. It seems like simple theft and fraud. It's all of it. It's Ponzi, theft, and fraud, in my understanding, you know. And I'm a very simple person. But yeah, so I called it Indiegogo about it. It's like, come on, man. You guys are letting this guy get away with millions of dollars of stealing, right? Of people's money. Because, here's the thing. This guy's based in America, but backers are based around the world. Do you want to read KSS's
Yes, Honeycomb Box was the highest and he says most expensive tier from Cyberfrog 2 Wrecked Planet campaign. It included a head sketch. The book has been in fulfillment for 3 years now, waiting for head sketch.
Wait, are you waiting for a head sketch, KSS?
Probably is. Wiggle got his and it was terrible.
Dude, this is the other reason why I don't want to do these special custom stuff, because when you have to do them, it takes time to do them, and that delays what you got to do. And the problem here is with this dude, he's got so much to do, and you never want to overpromise anything. That's one thing I've learned with these last 6 years or whatever. You know, that you don't want to overpromise anything, because once you overpromise something, you're going to end up friggin' delivering low, and that's going to get you into trouble with people, because people, you know, it's just basically you become a liar, right? So do you have anything else to say on that before I move on to the next subject?
No. I think the topic has been pretty much hashed to death by now.
Yeah, we took 40 minutes on that. I don't really want to go that long, but it had to be said, and I'm not going to do it. Talk any more about.
I will say this: in order to save indie comics, ComicsGate has to die. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and I was going to add to that, like, I don't want to talk about it unless there's something new that comes up that really is like, you know, the final boss turns up to wipe out ComicsGate forever, which would be Indiegogo basically going, hey, we're going to refund everybody, and we're going to blacklist this person forever coming on, you know, using our platform, which will go out to everybody else, you know, all the other channels, and that will stop them from, you know, platforms from letting him go on there and rip other people off. Because I know Fund My Comics let him on, right? Was those Master Racers cards delivered, right?
No, he I don't think he delivered them, and then he did a second chance campaign on Fund My Comic. And
so it went, and So Luke, right? So Luke Stone, who's the owner of Funmo Comics, let him on because he was a big name, and he had to play that game of like, I'm not going to blacklist anybody, even though he knew that everybody hated. Sadly, Luke Stone was trying to stick to his, what is that? Everybody gets to go on my platform.
Yeah.
However, you got to keep some people, especially ComicsGate, out of freaking,
Well, he you notice he won't do another campaign on there because he has to fulfill once he which is very telling, really.
But everybody knew he was never going to fulfill, right?
Right. Which is why he hasn't done another campaign on Indiegogo, and they're changing the rules on Fund My Comics, and on Indiegogo they're changing the rules, so it's slowly happening where he's running out of. That's why you don't see any new campaigns.
Right. Plus, Indiegogo got bought out by a European company, so those people in Europe aren't gonna let him get away with shit.
I hear him call from the grave. The blood